What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about the 2025 NBA free agency period. Well, at least give you some updates. But before we do that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment, tell anyone about the show. Trying to get the ratings up a little bit, just a little bit. But like I said, we're going to talk about the 2025 NBA free agency period. It's been a couple of updates, and I'm going to focus on 7 teams. That's right, 7 teams, ladies and gentlemen. So, free agency period. First team, looks like we might as well talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. I think they acquired Desmond Bain, and that looks pretty interesting to me. I don't know about you. It seems pretty interesting to me, though. A reason why? Well, let's look here. Now, we got Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bain, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. That's a solid starting 5. My question, ladies and gentlemen, what does that starting lineup rank in the NBA? Could that be top 5? Could that be top 10? Sure, top 10. Could that be top 5, though? That's going to be my question. Where does that starting lineup rank? Because that's pretty smooth. That's pretty solid. And there's a lot of expectations, especially when you acquire Desmond Bain, but also Tyus Jones, too. Tyus Jones can help lead that second unit or be a floor general. So, the Magic have done a lot this season. What is a successful 4-year stint for them? Because that's how long Desmond Bain's acquisition period is for. That's how long his contract is on the Magic. He was brought in for shooting, scoring, playmaking, and defense. He's an all-star caliber player. See, they got to make the playoffs. Barring injuries, they have to make the playoffs. On top of that, you got to get to the second round at least twice. At least twice. I'm going to say 3 times, but at least twice. Next season, definite second round. Because the East is wide open. Hell, we could realistically talk about the Magic in the NBA Finals. What if they go up against the Houston Rockets? That'd be pretty funny. When Paolo says, "Hey, KD, you should have came to the Magic." What if they Magic win? "Hey, KD, you should have came to the Magic." That's going to pop back up, I promise you. So again, this Magic squad, they could be interesting. And Desmond Bain, are you a second or third option? Over 4 years, you get to prove whether you're a second or third option. I think you could be second. Comfortable at 3 at the third option. But that's what we got to find out. Also, is Paolo Banchero top 10, ladies and gentlemen? Are we finally there? So again, the Memphis Grizzlies acquiring Desmond Bain. Pretty important. Also, they got rid of KCP's contract, and he didn't pan out that well. So it was really a good move for them across the board. Let's move up, shall we? Oh, we're talking about, it looks like the Rockets trying to acquire Kevin Durant. I feel it. I feel like they do eventually, don't they? Dad, KD wanted to go to the Knicks. That's a little tough to hear, though. Okay, Pat Connaughton going their son's trade. 5-time All-Star Kevin Durant. How about that? So they trade my mans eventually. So he's currently on the Houston Rockets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when we're bringing up this Houston Rockets team, right? Again, Kevin Durant is currently on the squad, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. That moment is here now. AD, unfortunately, with that makes the Rockets a title contender, and that puts pressure on you to deliver. Because you do have pieces. You have all-star caliber players. You have good veterans. You got young guns who can get a bucket. You got defense around you. You got lanky players. They need a star. That's what we're going to see. Is KD still him? Remember, he was on the Nets. And we were talking about, he could have beat Giannis and won that 2021 championship. That is true. I genuinely believe that. The Nets, KD was robbed by the NBA on a couple occasions. We'll talk about another story for another day. Redemption with this Rockets team. Because you also have players like Amen Thompson, who, ladies and gentlemen, I think Amen should be their point guard personally. Fred can easily come off the bench for me, hell. But because of the team, too, they could actually keep Fred in the shooting guard spot, have Amen run the 1. It's just on the depth chart, you got Fred as the point guard because he can guard the guards. Amen can guard whomever he wants to. Now, you got Jabari Smith. You re-signed him for 5 years. That's great. How does Jabari pan out ultimately? Can we get Jabari as a third option? Keep in mind, we already got Amen Thompson and Alpren Sengun to be the second and third option. So does Jabari need to be a third option? That's the question mark. But I think he has third option capabilities, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, I need to see Jabari be their rim protector because I'm not expecting Alpren Sengun to do it. KD can, but I mean he's supposed to be your star, your scorer. So let's not make him be the interior presence, even though he is 7 foot. But I think Jabari Smith Jr. can. 6'11", mobile, good defensive player. I like him. Jabari, this is time to showcase your ability. I'm not feeling the only thing that I don't like about the Rockets right now is they let go of Cam Whitmore. For like 2 second rounders. That was piss poor. I think you're gonna miss out on Cam. Cam gave 10 points in like 16, 17 minutes over his career. Not a lot of players are doing that. He's a good athlete. You need the defense and scoring production. I think you should have kept Cam Whitmore personally. But maybe I'm wrong. But overall, the Rockets do have a wonderful selection, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I said this before. I'm gonna say it again. Contenders. Yes, sir, Bob. They most definitely are. Now, let's go ahead and scroll on up. Now, I'm not going to talk about the Wizards. They're cool, but all right. Blazers getting rid of Jrue, going to Portland Trail Blazers. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'll say this. This one's kind of interesting because with this does bring up the Portland Trail Blazers, and we got to talk about them spinning the block with Dame time. Damian Lillard back on the Blazers. Huh. Now, keep in mind, he's not on this depth chart currently, but reason why he'll be out all next season, so there's no point in having him up here. Although you could have had him up here somewhere, damn, even 5th option at this point. But this Blazers squad, ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of interesting. I'm curious how Damian Lillard and Jrue Holiday groom Scoot Henderson. Like, if Scoot Henderson learns from them boys, he has the stature of a Jrue Holiday, and I think he can develop the game of Damian Lillard. He has the mindset of a Dame. I don't think he's scared. So because of that, Portland Trailblazers might have a point guard for their future that I might like. Shaden Sharp, I'm a fan of too. Good athlete. They just got to figure out how to get the rest of their team intact. I think they have 2 solid pieces. Donovan Clingan, I'm curious about. Jeremy Grant might get traded. Denny Avita has some promise. It's looking a little interesting for the Portland Trailblazers. I will say that. But I mean, they got Dame time back, so that is cool. But yeah, no, it is interesting to see how that's going to mesh well. But I'm curious how Dame's going to play for the Portland Trailblazers. I really truly am. Now let's go ahead and keep scrolling back up though, because I do want to keep going. Okay, they it's picking up 11. Okay, all right, CJ. They traded him to the Washington Wizards. We know that. We're not going to talk about them too much. KP's going. Kristaps Porzingis going to the Hawks. All right. Kyrie Irving declined his player option to sign a 3-year, $119 million with the Mavs. Like, Mavs is tough, bro. Rockets again. Fred VanVleet, 2-year, $50 million. Took a pay cut. Shout out to him. Unlike Braun. Forward Collins has exercised his player option, so he back on the Jazz. I hear it. Spurs, Knicks playing. Okay, no, I ain't trying to do that. Dak, we ain't got nothing else. Nothing else has been interesting for real. Oh no, not talking about them. Okay, now this here, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of interesting because Austin Reaves, ladies and gentlemen, turned down his player option, which I think a lot of people were wondering why would you turn it down. And I'm gonna say this: it's actually smart on his behalf. Reason why? When you're on this squad, okay, like we have a good selection right now. My Lakers have a good selection, as y'all see. I'm a Laker fan, right? Austin Reaves turning down that option means he's betting on himself. That means the pressure's on himself. So I'm assuming he's going to play well next season. Fingers crossed. Reason why? He was our third option last year. It didn't really work out too well. When the pressure was on him at the third option, kind of dipped a little bit. So we end up bringing in DeAndre Ayton. Now, DeAndre Ayton, I hear y'all. Y'all might not think he that good. He cool, though. He gives you a casual 18 and 12. A casual 18 and 12. I'll take that. Like we call him, I've heard him be called lackluster, not the guy, all that stuff. I hear you. As a third option, he has shown me he can get me 18 and 12. Pairing that with Luka and Braun, I think we have our big three. Now, Rui, that'll be cool. Hopefully he works out. But what I'm most focused on is whether or not this was a smart decision by us in signing Marcus Smart. But more specifically, I think we should actually make Marcus Smart part of the starting unit and have Austin Reaves come off the bench. I think there should be perimeter defense surrounding Luka. Austin Reaves doesn't fit that bill, but Marcus Smart does. And if you're talking about Austin Reaves being the star that he is, okay, well, if you really believe that, let him come off the bench then and kill the second unit. Help keep us in the game. You can have him finish the game if you like. That's cool. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have something here. If Luka Doncic is in shape, and if LeBron really has a chip on his shoulder, or if he's just going to be on some BS, then we need to trade Buddy. But our signings of DeAndre Ayton, all right, I'm cool with. Marcus Smart, I'm cool with. Jake LaRavia, you got to knock down shots. You have to be damn near an elite shooter for us. If not, bro, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's really going to be lackluster for us to really have you on the squad. It really, truly is. So, again, I'm really hoping that Jake can pan out. But if not, it's okay, because guess what? Dalton Connect, Austin Reaves off the bench as a duo, I kind of like that. So, again, my Lakers, we looking all right with a couple of signings. It just depends on how we actually do, if we have a chip on our shoulder across the board. If so, then I actually do like us as contenders. If not, it's going to be another drama-filled season. But chip on his shoulder, Austin Reaves turns down a 4-year contract. He can get more. He can also get less. And this is a pretty penny. Like, y'all remember Dennis Schroeder turning down that contract. Now, Devin Booker is getting all right, let's just focus right here, because D-Book getting that contract, that was wild. Like, where is that up here? That's got to be up here somewhere. Please tell me that's up here somewhere. Oh, my gosh. Exercising but Braun keeping his contract. You better play well. Julius Randle tends to sign 3-year, $1 million. That's cool. No, not there. Where is it? Oh, my gosh. That is crazy. No. It's a lot of signings though. Damn, that's kind of wild. Yeah, they was active. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna focus on the Denver Nuggets right now. Because Bruce Brown re-signing with them, that's kind of tough. And y'all see, he was on the championship squad in 2023. They did make some big acquisitions. If y'all noticing, Michael Porter Jr.'s name is no longer here. Cam Johnson is. Not the biggest fan of UNC Tar Heels, but I will admit, Buddy can hoop, he can score a little bit, and he can defend. So because of that, I do think he pairs well with Jokic. I don't think he has another. Jokic does not have an all-star again. That is something that you lose with MPJ. I think MPJ gives you more all-star caliber play. Cam Johnson going to give you elite level-ish defense. Plus a 3. He's a 3D wing. So because of that, I get it, right? But here's the big signing. Literally. Jonas Valanciunas. Actually able to play with Nikola Jokic.
He can actually play on the floor with Jokic or give him backup minutes. The biggest reason why this is key, Aaron Gordon is no longer their backup center. I was thinking they may need to flip AG because he doesn't need to keep serving the backup center. He can be the backup center, but on this team, I don't think he needs to be their backup center anymore. So I'm so happy that they get Jonas Valanciunas. Then you have a big lineup paired with Nikola Jokic. You have people who can space the floor and defend. So now Jamal Murray, you can put him on the weaker offensive player, and he could be okay. Or if they get switched on to him, it's okay because you have other defenders to help out. The bench, I do like Jalen Pickett. Scrappy guard, stocky, good athleticism. Let's see what he can do. Julian Strother plays well. I think is a nice, solid combo guard who, again, pairs well with Jokic. Decent defender, that works. But getting Bruce Brown back, tremendous. Also signing Tim Hardaway Jr., ladies and gentlemen, I think the Nuggets are actually, they might have something here in the mix. They genuinely might. Because this is starting to look like a championship caliber roster. Like when I got Tim Hardaway coming off the third depth chart, like that's all right with me. That says they got depth, which is something that Nikola Jokic needs, and they finally have it. So again, this signing of Bruce Brown, it's a 1-year rental. That's what it sounds like, but that's okay. Because it seemed like they're trying to go all in. And keep in mind, too, if they win another championship, if the Denver Nuggets win another championship, I genuinely believe Jokic stays there for the rest of his career. You got 2 championships, bruh. You coolin'. He good. 1, I can see why you leave. 2, he don't give me like the vibes that he's gonna not run away, but run away. I genuinely don't think so. So again, they can sneak away 1 more championship, ladies and gentlemen. They might be all right. But I mean, Bruce Brown, big sign. But ladies and gentlemen, I mean, that does conclude the updates thus far. We'll go more into it again. I had to skim through a lot of those right there, but I just wanted to talk about those teams right quick because again, ladies and gentlemen, those were pretty interesting signings. So now I got a question. Well, damn, what's going to happen? Well, 1, I guess during the rest of the offseason, but 2, when the NBA season actually starts back up, it's making me look forward to seeing the NBA season pop back up again, which I'm always sad when the offseason happens, as I also am happy as the offseason happens. Because again, you're seeing new possibilities form up, but you also know too, damn, the season just ended. Oh. But again, ladies and gentlemen, that looks like about all the time we have. So I greatly appreciate you all for listening. And which signing, I'm curious, like which team did the best that I talked about thus far? Which player do you think has the most pressure coming up in this season thus far that I talked about? And then which team are you most disappointed in terms of free agent signings so far? I'm curious your thoughts, but definitely please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone who's anyone about the show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. Hope you all are having a good one. Take care.